Good Morning UHAS. Saturdays at 8. 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 Good Morning UHAS. Saturdays at 8.
We are back on your screens once again. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning UHAS, your #1 campus breakfast show where we bring you everything you need to know from textbooks, books to headlines. Christabel Kova is my name and I am here in the studios with
Florence Kwansmamakin. So, Christabel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and you?
I'm good by God's grace. How was your week?
It was cool.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, so we'll move on to the quote of today, and our quote of today reads, "I say luck is when an opportunity comes along and you are prepared for it," by Denzel Washington. That is very factual, very true.
Yeah, and like he said rightly, if you are looking forward to succeeding in something, there's no need to wait for the opportunity to come before you start looking for ways to. You need to be preparing in silence while you wait for the opportunity to come. So.
Yeah. Only when you're prepared and it comes and you're able to grab it, that's when you can call yourself lucky. So, yes, that is luck. Shifting gears, we'll turn our attention to reviewing the UHAS SRC newsletter, which was issued on Monday, 7th of July, 2025. And featuring in it was the rise of the new strain of the SARS-CoV-2, that is the NB181 strain, which is of the lineage XDV151 strain. Yeah, so it is on the rise and it is out there. It's also known as the razor blade throat. That is, it has a unique symptom, which is severe sore throat. So we entreat everyone there to stay safe and take the necessary precautions. Also,
did you know that plastics have now moved from our water bodies into our bloodstreams? Yeah, and so plastics have become very dangerous these days, and hence we should try as much as possible to recycle them or dispose them rightly so that they don't end up on our plates.
Yes, in the same section of Did You Know, there is a new gene therapy that is showing great and promising effects in treating hearing disorders in both adults and children. So there is hope for people who cannot hear, and very soon it will be out there to everyone. Also, in the UHAS SRC newsletter, they mention that sexual intimacy, can be of great importance to treating genitourinary syndrome of menopause. So yes, we should look out for the new study that hints on this promising therapeutic effect. So yes, continuing.
So another aspect of our health is the hepatitis B. So hepatitis B is an infection of the liver caused by the hepatitis B virus, and this can be prevented by early detection and then vaccination. So it can lead to a lot of complications like liver cancer, liver inflammation, amongst others. And so we should try as much as possible, to get the vaccination so that we can stay safe and live longer. Also, to another fun fact, we are going to look at the dimples. A lot of people are really excited when they have dimples because we think it makes us more beautiful and more attractive. But the truth is, dimples is actually a sign of a genetic disorder, and this is because, according to research, it's said that it's due to muscles which do not grow there, and then they form hollows between them. So dimples is actually a genetic disorder.
Yes, and last on our fun facts for the UHAS SRC newsletter for this week is that our brain is equipped with special neurons to help us locate someone's mouth in the dark, and this enables kissing in the dark. Yeah.
Now let's move out to the main topic for the day. So we are going to look at 3 exciting topics and then we'll have a guest with us. So the first one, we are going to discuss the AD Scientific H Index ranking. We're also going to talk about the no fee stress disbursement to UHAS students. And then the 11th SRC week celebration, which is coming soon. So we start on with the AD Scientific H ranking, and I'm very happy and proud of Ghanaians and then UHAS, people from UHAS who have 10 scientists and then they are doing great in the world. So they have been recognized and then ranked in a very special way, and I'm so excited to.
Yes, so the AD Scientific H Indexing actually recognizes the scientist's performance and contribution to the scientific world. And in Ghana, the first ranked scientist, that is Professor Seth Obusu AG, was ranked first, and he's actually from the IRH school or institution. And also we have Emeritus Professor Frederick Newton Binka, who was ranked second in all of Ghana, and then the list goes on.
Yeah.
With a lot of scientists from UHAS. Yes.
So this is not just about numbers, it's about impact, global relevance, research, creativity, innovation, and all of that. And they have been recognized for that. Congratulations to them.
Yes, kudos to them. Moving on, we will discuss the excitement that was displayed by the UHAS students on receiving their fees from the fees disbursement policy from the government. So we'll watch an excerpt from their enjoyment in their hostel.
So that's the excitement among students, and they are really happy about this improvement.
It's
or
very, very
development.
exciting, of course.
To have your money back is not easy. You need to be happy. When we talk about money here, students.
Yes, we need it.
Yes, so it's very good that the government has thought this.
Yeah, has followed through with his policy. Yeah. It's so nice and so refreshing to know.
And so another interesting one is the 11th SRC Week celebration. So the Student Representative Council of UHAS are organizing the 11th SRC Week celebration, which is coming soon. It's going to encompass a lot of things, including debate competition, fun activities, and it's actually countless. So
yes,
let's look forward to that.
We should bring our A game, because I can see the energy from the various schools celebration is wild and massive. And if you're supposed to channel that energy into the SRC celebration, it's going to be big this time. So please watch out and please participate, because your participation makes it actually nice. Yeah. And before we have our guest for today, he's a musician, and we'll be having a little chit chat with him on what he does, so that we get to know a little about music today. So stick and stay with us. You will have our guest soon.
We'll be right back.
Good Morning UHAS. Saturdays at 8. Good Morning UHAS. Saturdays at 8.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here on your screens again with our lovely guest, Dr. Sachs, and we'll be discussing, we have a few discussions and questions, and yes, we'll get to know him and what he does.
Tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Martin Luther. I go by the name Luther Sachs, and I am an alumni of the Great Giant Rising, UHAS. And so I'm a bit into music. Actually play a couple of instruments. I actually play the sax, the keyboard. I was one of the organists for the university choir, Yeah, and actually play a guitar, bass, acoustic, a couple of instruments. Currently in the violin though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Martin, or Little Sax, how did you start off when you started playing your first instrument, your music journey basically? Just walk us through briefly.
Wow. Okay, that's a long story. Yeah. So growing up, I was very much interested in music. Like, I was literally always listening to music, and I got the exposure actually from my dad. Yeah, he brought a keyboard home, and I'm always pressing. As a result, I learned it, and then from the keyboard, I decided to move on. Build myself. So I was just there, and then when my guitar actually, I just slept, woke up, and decided to buy it just that day. And
wow.
Yes, glory be to God, I had the means to get it. And so just that day, I had to, get it, and
Good and
YouTube helped me, learn a lot. Yeah, YouTube has been my teacher actually for most of the instruments.
Okay, so you've not been to any like special music school?
No.
There's special training for music?
I just happened to just get an instrument, go on YouTube, get a few basics, and then I just moved through.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So, what has been some of the programs or occasions that you've used in your music talent?
Okay, so with that, I've played for some birthdays, I played for normal church services, I played for weddings, I played for some funerals, yes, and actually for most concerts, especially in the university, outside the university, I actually play most keyboard. I'm actually into directing too, so I'm mostly directing the choirs, like singing. So for some concerts, I don't actually play. I'm more into directing, conducting the choirs to sing, whilst others play the instruments. But individually, maybe some guest programs I play.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you were not into any special school or had any special training, and you learned from YouTube, what were some challenges you encountered?
Okay, so my number one challenge was, for some, let me take the sax for instance. My number one challenge is currently space to rehearse. It's a wind instrument, and so it makes a lot of noise. And so once you want to rehearse, you should be able to get an isolated space where you could just freely play. Get to learn a lot. But then at home, your neighbors, your family, like, you're making noise, you have to go out. That's one of the challenges. And time to rehearse is one of the major challenges. With instruments, the more you leave it aside, you leave it down like a white elephant. You take it up, it's like you're fresh. So you have to be consistent with it. And so time is one of the major challenges that I actually face, looking at the way work, school and all that.
Yeah. So you play quite a number of instruments. Which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Okay, so the piano, the keyboard was my favorite.
What?
Should I say was? It is actually still my favorite, but to some extent, I've fallen in love with the saxophone. It's one of the instruments that I've been able to learn so fast that to some extent I was wondering, I was like, how? Like, this was so fast. It was incredible, yes.
Since you now deem the saxophone as your favorite instrument, what makes you like it? Is it the fact that you're able to learn it fast, or there's something peculiar about it that draws you to it? Like, oh, this is my favorite. Let's play number,
Yes.
piano, and now you're learning the violin and stuff like that.
Great. So the saxophone is magical. Let me put it that way, because the saxophone is able to speak, more like be the vocalist. So the saxophone can indirectly be the vocalist performing. So in as much as you don't have someone singing, the moment you hear the sound of the saxophone, it seems as though it's a professional person like singing, and the tone, the sound that comes from a saxophone is,
Yeah.
magical, like I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in terms of music and what you are doing with instruments?
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay, so I actually plan to get myself a studio, actually do a lot of recordings, push myself up. Shall I say it's going to be more like a side hustle for me, probably. Yes, aside my job, I just have time, do a couple of interesting things with it, online YouTube videos, channels, TikTok, which I've already started.
Okay.
But like I said, time management, managing the accounts is a lot.
Yeah.
Getting time to do videos and post, edit, that's a lot. So
But a lot of people will be interested in following you on your social media.
Yeah, and how to contact you maybe for gigs and stuff like that. So if you can put your contact out there on how to get you for
okay.
programs and stuff.
So currently on TikTok. So my name on TikTok is Luther Sax GH. If you just type Luther Sax GH, you see me there. You see a couple of my videos, and then you just like and then follow over there. And my number is 026 087 5973. So 026 087 5973. Martin Luther, yes.
Okay, so before we wrap up this conversation and you give us a little bit of your favorite instrument currently, we would want you to say a few words of encouragement or anything for anyone who's also trying to tread on this path, learn how to play instruments, or who is in love with music but doesn't know where to start.
Okay, what I have to say is that music has no limits. And once you are ready to learn, you'll be able to make it. One key thing I always tell most of my students, some people I teach and others trying to learn, is they should develop a passion for it. Because once there's passion, there comes addiction, positive addiction for the instruments and music, and you are able to flow freely. You don't feel forced learning it. And with that, you reach high places. Yeah.
That was so good to hear, and I see the music love and enthusiasm over here. So we would have our guests play something small to enjoy, and after that we'll be ending the show. Okay, so we'll go for a short break, and after you see our guest perform with his saxophone.
Good Morning UHAS. Saturdays at 8.
Display of performance you just saw. I hope you enjoyed it, lovely viewers. Okay.
So that will be it for today. And please do well to support him and follow him on his social media. And if you have any occasion, this was so lovely. And I could actually feel the vocalism thing he was saying there. And it was so, so nice. So thank you guys for joining us today. And have a wonderful week next week. We want to hear from you in the comment section. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms. UHAS Base TV. It's Good Morning UHAS. Have a nice day.